Hello and welcome. In this tutorial we're looking at the desktop version of the Staff Inductions and Records module. This is one of the most powerful modules in the system and allows for the creation and management of basic staff information, as well as the option to complete a 3-step staff induction. This module is also where WHS training plans and records are generated, as we'll see in a moment. Like all system modules, the access and inclusions visible in this module vary according to individual user access levels that are controlled in the user management module. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're seeing everything as a workplace administrator would see it. This module features the same fundamental layout as all modules in the system. Below the module name and module icon are the main controls. In this case, a link back to the workplace homepage, the option to add a new record, and the option to export all data from the module in a CSV file. To the right are the module help notes and a link to the video tutorial. Any staff induction records added prior to March 16, 2016 are contained within the archive that's accessible via this icon below the help tools. Archived records can be viewed or exported, but not edited. The module list view features controls at the top of the list and in the column headings that allow you to search, filter and sort the list according to various criteria. And the small export icon at the far right of the search and filter tools exports only the records that are being displayed after filtering. Just like the main module export function, this allows selection of the data fields to be included in the export when exporting out the file. Mousing over the Actions icon displays the various options for managing existing records in this module, and to add a new record, select the plus icon, which displays the staff induction and record form. Selecting the up icon at the top of the form returns to the list view, but does not save the record. Below the form help information, the first 3 fields in the induction records details area, the date created, the author, and the responsible manager, which defaults to the author for all new records, are pre-populated. Placing your cursor in the Change Responsible Manager field displays the list of users with manager level access to this module. Entering the manager's name narrows the options for selection. If you reassign responsibility, when the new manager is selected, their first name and last name appear below the input area. And whenever a record is saved where responsibility is being reassigned, the new responsible user receives an email alert. The next field allows selection of an existing user with access to this workplace or creation of a new user. Placing your cursor in the field displays the list of users with access to the workplace. Entering the name narrows the options for selection. If you select an existing user from the options, their first and last name appear below the input area. As you continue entering a user's name, if no matches are found, the system displays the option to create a new inductee. When the new inductee link is selected, a pop-up user access invitation appears. This only requires entry of the user's first name, last name and email address. When you've entered the information, select the Invite button. The system then sends an invitation to the user to access the workplace, which then requires the user to accept. The following 3 fields are for internal reference only, as the field tooltips explain. However, the employment status field is required and important, as any reminders relating to WHS training qualifications associated with this staff induction rely on the employment status being active. Selecting Yes next to the next question, do you want to create a staff induction, reveals additional information related to the induction. As per the tooltip on the induction title field, every staff induction created can be reused as a template for future inductions. For future reference, try naming an induction something you'll remember, like template for the bar staff or template bottle shop manager, etc. Then the next time you create a staff induction, the title you've selected will be included in the option in the next field, the preload job role specific questions from a previous induction field. Placing your cursor in this field displays the list of previous induction titles. Entering the required title narrows the option for selection. When you select an option, the system automatically preloads any custom questions from that option into the form below, and the system confirms that the data has been loaded successfully. The final question in this part of the form gives the option to create a training plan for this staff member. If this option is selected, either the first time this form's saved or any other time this form's saved in the future, the system will create a record in the WHS Training Plans and Records module related to this staff member, which in turn can be managed directly as required. The next sections of the form, which only display if the option to create a staff induction was selected, allow the manager to enter information related to the induction. The questions in all three sections can be answered with a yes, no, or an NA response. And an NA response can be pre-populated in all questions in each section by selecting the checkbox. Comments are optional for all questions, unless a no response is selected for any of the questions in the first two sections, a general induction and workplace induction tour of workplace, in which case a comment is compulsory. Each question within these sections with a no response generates a related task in the system with the comment as the description for management as required when the form is saved. And when the form is saved, if any tasks are being generated, the system will alert you. The final section of the form, the job role specific induction, allows for inclusion of up to 20 custom questions and also requires a comment if a no response is provided. However, regardless of the response, this section of the form does not generate any related tasks. The bottom of the form then presents the manager with two different save options. The first, Save for Later Management, saves all the information recorded, generates any related tasks and related WHS training plans, but doesn't trigger an inductee questionnaire to the staff member, and the status of the induction will remain new, awaiting manager processing. In fact, the record can be saved as often as required using this first save option, but the status will always remain new, awaiting manager processing. To commence the actual staff induction process, the second save option, Send Induction Questionnaire to Staff Member, must be selected. This can be selected any time in the future, but it can only be selected once to initiate the induction process. What follows are a series of emails back and forth between the manager and the staff inductee, who will complete a questionnaire, sign it off, return it to the manager, and then ultimately the manager will sign off and complete the induction. And that concludes this look at one of the most powerful system modules, Staff Inductions and Records. For more information, please refer to the module help at any time. Thanks for watching.